Number 1.
Are you going to watch the movie on TV tonight?
No, I think I'll watch the soccer game and then the documentary on volcanoes.
What does the man say is the first program he is planning to watch? Number 2.
Where did Suzanne come from?
She was born in Switzerland and grew up in Sweden, but she's a citizen of England.
Which country does the woman say is Suzanne's present home? Number 3.
I heard on the radio that the eastbound lanes of Interstate 4 are closed.
Yes, a tractor-trailer jackknifed and caused a huge pileup.
What are the speakers discussing? Number 4.
What do you think of Professor Conrad's class?
Well, his lectures are interesting enough, but I think he could choose more appropriate questions for the tests.
What does the woman say about Professor Conrad's class? Number 5.
I hear Jan isn't teaching here this term.
That's right. She was fired.
What does the woman say about Jan? Number 6.
Nancy, I heard you were late for class this morning.
I overslept and missed the bus.
Why does the woman say she was late? Number 7.
Karen is entering Stetson University this fall.
So she did apply.
What had the man assumed about Karen? Number 8.
Why are you wearing that cream all over your arms?
I ate wild berries at the picnic last week, and I broke out in a rash.
What does the woman say happened to her? Number 9.
Would you please spell your name for me, sir?
Sure. W-I-T-T-N-E-R.
How does the man say he spells his last name? Number 10.
I have to go out of town for a meeting tomorrow, and I need somebody to work for me.
Sure, I could use the extra hours.
What is the man probably going to do? Number 11.
Louis, how did your football team do last season?
We won 3, lost 5, and tied twice.
How many games does the man say his team tied? Number 12.
Do you know what happened to Sally?
She couldn't find the classroom until after the class had begun.
What does the man say happened to Sally? Number 13.
Did April visit you in the hospital when you were ill?
No, but it was certainly kind of her to send me flowers.
What does the man say about the flowers? Number 14.
William looked very tired this morning.
He drove George's car from Georgia to New York without stopping to sleep.
What does the woman mean? Number 15.
How was the turnout at the meeting last night?
Fewer people came than I had expected.
What does the man say about attendance at the meeting? Number 16.
You know, at first, I didn't realize what a comedian Howard is.
Oh, I know. He fools a lot of people.
How would the speakers describe Howard?
Number 17.
I'm having a lot of trouble writing this paper.
If I were you, I'd go back to the drawing board.
What does the woman suggest the man do?
Number 18.
What delicious salad.
How about another helping?
What does the man ask the woman about the salad?
Number 19.
I didn't know you were interested in geology, Sam.
Well, it's a requirement to take at least one science course, and geology seemed like the easiest one.
Why is Sam taking the geology course?
Number 20.
Have you ever seen a professional basketball game?
Only on television.
What does the man mean?
Number 21.
Connie asked you a lot of questions, didn't she?
Yeah, she sure did. And I'd like to know what she was driving at.
What does the man wonder about Connie?
Number 22.
Well, we found something nice for Jill. Now, what about Alan?
Let's stop by the sporting goods store and get an archery target. Alan loves archery.
What are these two probably doing?
Number 23.
Gary, do you know when the work on that new road will be done?
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned.
What does Gary say about the new road?
Number 24.
I had to wait 3 hours to see the doctor.
Oh, come on, Jim. I just heard you tell your roommate that you had a 2-hour wait.
What does the woman imply about Jim?
Number 25.
Andy sure has a hot temper, doesn't he? He does fly off the handle easily.
What do the speakers say about Andy?
Number 26.
Professor Pottinger, you'll be giving your lecture on the causes of the Civil War next week, right?
The week after, actually.
What does Professor Pottinger say about the lecture?
Number 27.
See you later. I'm going to the bank to deposit my check.
Oh, Marie, I really need some laundry detergent. If I give you some money, do you think you can pick up some on the way back?
What does the man ask Marie to do?
Number 28.
What did you say when you were introduced to the author?
To tell you the truth, I was so tongue-tied, I could hardly say a word to her.
What does the man mean?
Number 29.
Are you going to buy that car you looked at this afternoon?
Well, maybe. It's got a lot of miles on it, but I need a car with a lot of room, and it sure has that.
What does the woman like about the car?
Number 30.
Look at these photos I took. They're terrible. I've got to try another camera.
Or take some photography lessons.
What does the woman imply?
This is the end of Part A. Go on to the next page.
Now read along as the directions for Part B are being read. The test continues on side 2. Part B. Directions. In this part of the test, you will hear longer conversations. After each conversation, you will hear several questions. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Remember, you are not allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Go on to the next page.
Questions 31 through 34 are based on the following conversation.
How long have you been out of the country, miss? Where did you go?
I spent 3 weeks in Switzerland and 1 week in Greece.
Did you spend any time in agricultural areas there?
No, I stayed mostly in the cities and spent 1 day at the beach in Corinth.
Do you have any plants, meat, or alcoholic beverages to declare?
I have only 2 bottles of wine,
What else did you buy?
a couple of festive costumes, books, and native arts and crafts.
How much did you spend on your purchases while you were away?
About $300.
Please open this small suitcase for me. Okay, give this card to the official at the red desk.
Number 31. Where did this conversation most likely take place? Number 32. How many countries did the woman visit? Number 33. What does the man ask the woman to do? Number 34. What did the woman have to declare? Questions 35 through 38 are based on the following conversation.
I hear that Paul Schmidt has written a new novel.
Yes, it's a science fiction piece called Martian Renaissance.
Sounds intriguing. What's the plot like?
It deals with a 5-man, 1-woman crew on a 3-year mission to Mars.
Is their mission successful?
Well, in some respects it is. They have a series of incredible adventures once they land.
Do they meet any real Martians?
Yes, they are even held captive by them.
What do the Martians look like? Are they little green men?
You'll have to read the book to find out.
Number 35. What is the name of Paul Schmidt's new book? Number 36. What type of book is it? Number 37. How long did the mission to Mars take? Number 38. Which of the following is not mentioned?
This is the end of Part B. Go on to the next page. read along with me as I read the directions for Part C. Remember, you should not read ahead or turn the pages while the directions for this part are being read. Part C. Directions. In this part of the test, you will hear several talks. After each talk, you will hear some questions. The talks and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Remember, you are not allowed to take notes or write in your test book. Now we will begin Part C with the first talk.
Questions 39 through 42.
Listen to an instructor talk to her class about Walt Whitman.
The topic of today's lecture is Walt Whitman, an American poet and author of the renowned collection of poems, Leaves of Grass. This volume of poems is a celebration of America, full of pride in the United States and reverence for the goals of American democracy. Whitman began writing Leaves of Grass in the middle of the 19th century, and the first edition appeared in 1855 with only 12 poems. Several other editions of Leaves of Grass appeared throughout Whitman's lifetime with additional poems. Leaves of Grass grew and matured right along with Whitman. The longest and best-known poem in Leaves of Grass is Song of Myself, which appeared in the first edition. The poem When Lilacs Last and the Dooryard Bloomed was added to a later edition. This poem was written at the time of Abraham Lincoln's death in 1865 and contained Whitman's reflections on that event. Lincoln's death occurred in April, in the spring, in a season of new life. This poem reflects that spring can be at the same time a period of death and a period of rebirth.
Number 39.
This lecture would probably be a part of which course?
Number 40.
What is the most common theme in Leaves of Grass?
Number 41.
What best describes Leaves of Grass?
Number 42.
Which is the longest and best-known poem by Whitman?
Questions 43 through 47 are based on the following lecture about Alexander Graham Bell.
Alexander Graham Bell was born in Edinburgh, Scotland in the 19th century and later came to the United States. Several members of his family did a great deal to encourage him in the field of science. His father was most instrumental in supervising his work with the deaf. While he dealt with the deaf and investigated the science of acoustics, his studies eventually led to the invention of the multiple telegraph and his greatest invention, the telephone. The last quarter of a century of his life was dedicated to advances in aviation.
Number 43. What was considered to be Alexander Graham Bell's greatest achievement? Number 44. To what did Bell dedicate the last years of his life? Number 45. What can we conclude about Alexander Graham Bell? Number 46. Which of the following statements is not true? Number 47. How many years did Bell dedicate to aviation? Questions 48 through 50 are based on the following explanation of life insurance products to a customer.
Now that you know you want to purchase life insurance, you must choose from two types. The amount of money paid periodically for an insurance policy is a premium. The type of life insurance you choose will affect the amount of the premium you pay. Term life insurance is purchased for a given period of time, or term. At the end of the term, the insurance expires. It insures your life based on a formula that considers how long you are expected to live. This product provides the greatest coverage for the least amount of money. You do not pay any money as an investment in addition to the insurance cost. If you choose to purchase insurance after the expiration, the premium will be higher because it is calculated on your attained age, and at that point you will be older than you are now. The longer the premium is guaranteed to remain constant, the greater the premium will be because it reflects the average cost of insurance for all years being covered. Cash value life insurance, on the other hand, has a component fund in which the life insurance company deposits part of the premium and pays interest earned on its investments in mortgages, bonds, stocks, and other investments. The balance of the premium purchases term insurance, which is calculated in the same way as if you purchased term life insurance. Consequently, the premium is significantly higher than that of term life insurance. However, most cash value life insurance products have a fixed premium schedule and remain in effect throughout your life. In many cases, the interest earned on the investment portion of the premium will ultimately pay the premiums, so that at some point you can discontinue making payments out of pocket. Once the fund has started to accumulate, you may borrow some of the funds at a low interest rate, receive retirement income, or even stop paying premiums. This type of policy also builds up a cash value, so that if you want to cancel the policy, some money is actually returned, unlike the term policy, which has no value other than the insurance.
Number 48. Which of the following is not a reason to buy cash value insurance? Number 49. Why is cash value life insurance more expensive than term life insurance? Number 50. Which of the following is a benefit of term life insurance?